So, hello. Oh, yep, now it's working. Okay. So, I promise, I was really going to continue the story that I was writing, the first writing stream, the first time that I did this, and then the last time I got distracted with something else. And this time, yet again, I've gotten distracted with something that's not what I was originally going to do. Um, and as per the title, it's going to have to do with retail. And so here's the thing. I used to some time ago, I used to work retail. I used to work overnight retail, and it's I don't need to say how strange it is to be in a supercenter store at like 3 in the morning. It's a very odd sensation. Um, it just doesn't feel right in your bones to be in the Target at 3 a.m. Just something's not right there because you're not supposed to be, or it doesn't feel like you're supposed to be in the Target at 3 a.m. Never really does. And so anyway, there was this time a while ago that I had just spent the whole night in said super center, and I um I sat down. Well, I didn't sit down. I got up. I was sitting down, but I got up. It was the end of my shift, and I was wanted to buy a movie, and it was a Stephen King movie, so obviously it was rated R. And I went to self checkout, and I scanned this movie, and it's like, yeah, you need to have, you need somebody to approve that before you can buy that to make sure you're not some sneaky little kid and running off with the rated R movie. And so I stood there. And I don't know why it didn't occur to me to just go, hey, can somebody help me? No, 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 no. I stood there for 20 odd minutes, somewhere around there. And I just stood there and I zoned out really hard. And I know this is going to connect to the story somehow, but I zoned out really hard just standing in the self checkout of Walmart waiting for somebody to approve my Stephen King movie so I could get out of there after having been there for about 9 hours already. I just stared, and it was the weirdest feeling that I had. Well, one of the weird. I felt a lot of weird feelings, but it was really up there because I was exhausted. It was like 7 in the morning in Walmart, and it was so empty except for like old people. Like the people who just naturally wake up at like 4 in the morning and they're like, it's time to go to Walmart. And it was very strange. And I'm gonna have that. This is gonna be relevant to the story. I swear, I promise, I wouldn't talk to you about my experience standing in self checkout for 30 minutes for no reason. And it paired with this the idea. This is somebody was talking to me about this one. It was Alice. Alice was talking to me about this one, and it was how every every like supercenter that you go to, every Target, every Walmart feels like the same one. And I sat for a second because I've been to a lot of Walmarts, a lot of Targets in my time, and I realized they all feel exactly like the same store. Because it's corporate, because corporate regulations, everything has to be, one way, um, one best way. And it's for streamlining, corporate efficiency. But it all, because it makes it feel like you walk into a Walmart in Kentucky and you walk into a Walmart in, I don't know, Tennessee, North Dakota, whatever. It all feels like the same store. And so what I want to do is I really want to combine these two things into into the same thing. And I want to wrap this up, make it the nice meat of a story, a nice meat of a horror story. And I'm gonna make it work. I promise. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. I just gotta get started here. Crack those fingers. Have a Reese's cup and a sip of my milk. Mm, we're gonna do this. So obviously, as before, it's going to be in first person. I'm not sure what particular style to call it. First person past tense horror with a theme. I don't know, I guess you could call it, oh, it's a creepy pasta, but I didn't know why it's called that. And until I understand why it's called that and where that title came from, I refuse to use it in any legitimate fashion. Because I don't know why the pastas, whatever. I just don't know. I guess I'm too boomer, or something like that. I, Liberation Seraph. Boop. Whoa, this doesn't feel like we're zoomed in nearly enough. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. And we're getting in there. And we're getting in there. And we're in there. That's close. I'll be the first to admit that at the start of this night, I was a little more intoxicated than usual. I had a couple of drinks in my system, a little more intoxicated than usual. I had a couple of drinks in my system, and a drinks in my system, and a craving. Have you ever had a craving? No, because craving deals with food specifically. Because you only crave food or like a thing that you eat. So what would you call something that's not a craving, but you want like a movie or like man, I don't know what to call it. A strong desire. Drinks in my system and you know what? Let's go with a different kind. Intoxicated than usual. My friend had made had my friend had made some of his signature, I can spell signature, brownies, and I was never the type to pass up on taste testing. Yeah, culinary creations. And when it did, I had the sudden desire to go. I had the sudden desire to get a movie. No, not a movie, because we have internet and streaming. We don't need to go to the Walmart to get the movie. When it did, I had some desire to go. You know what? I had the sudden craving for. What's a sudden craving for Oreos? Of course, I had none of, because we all know that munchies hit different and that sometimes you just crave. Which, of course, I had none of. There was a local supercenter because I don't want to use audio. What are you telling me? Audio current bit. Well, let me just touch my settings, Mr. YouTube. Stream output audio. Ah, whoa. These are buttons. I don't know what they do. Ah, be quiet settings. I'm looking at something. 128. Do, do, do. All right. Are you done nagging me, Mr. YouTube? Yeah, it looks like it. Anyway, I completely lost my space. Something about Oreos and Super Centers. Sort of the direction we're going here. Super Centers. There was a local Super Center. There was a local Super Center nearby, and it was in Super Center nearby, and it was thankfully in walking distance, which meant I didn't have to drive. I didn't have to drive. Driving would have been a pretty terrible choice. A pretty terrible choice for me, although can't say this ended up any better than what could have happened if I had. Could have happened if happened if I did drive. Okay. And remember, don't what bitrate? We were in the audio stream bitrate of 128. Well, I hate to tell you this, YouTube, but I am. I but what what? Mm, Like I don't know what to tell you, YouTube. I am using that. You're killing me. You're killing me with your lies, mister. You're hurting me. Okay, anyway. Uh, don't do drugs and drive. Thank you. That's operating heavy machinery and you will get somebody killed. So don't do it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Or whatever. Dare? Is Dare still a thing? I don't know. All of that aside, I ended up walking out to the store. I got turned around one or two times, maybe three. Turned around one or two times, maybe three, and I ended up outside. What I'm pretty sure. Audio bitrate 0. What do you mean? That's not helpful. You're not helping me do anything. You goofy goober. And I ended up outside the doors of a big store. Outside the doors of a big store. I couldn't tell. Now, the store that I was intending to go to, intending on going to, was a I almost said Piggly Wiggly's, but one, that's not a super center, and two, nobody else here knows what a Piggly Wiggly's is. So we're gonna scratch that. We're just gonna go with a audio bitrate. What is what do you mean? What do you mean? You're hurting me. Suggestion. Change audio bitrate. Close. This is horrible. This is pain, 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 pain. Pain, 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 pain. Okay. Now, the store that I was intending on going to was I used Target multiple times. We're gonna use Target again. It was a Target. And I'm almost 100% sure, 100% spell it out, sure, that the store I ended up at was definitely not a Target. A big store, sure. It's a big store, for sure. A big store, for sure, with a purple and white color scheme. Purple is what you get when you mix red and blue, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You're mostly barren, save for mostly barren, barren, brick. Brick? Is that what it's called? I mean, yes, it is a brick, but is that what this particular rock that I'm thinking of? Is that a brick? I don't know. Barren bricks. Bricks. Bricks with a sidewalk beside it that was guarded by those little pillars that kept crazy people from driving their car into the building. There were a few ambiguous signs. Yeah, there were a few ambiguous signs outside, but I really couldn't remember the specifics of them. Like, deals here, and save money. Some sort of generic signs. Deals here, and save big. Any one particular product. Could I well, advertising's the word I want. Adim, okay, seriously? I'm gonna figure out what's wrong with this, honestly, but I want to at least make some sort of progress, even if all you see is me tippity tapping and typing. At least you'll get a little snippet of the story that I'm trying to tell. I out of my mind and no, wait, that sentence comes later. It was a strange place and I got a strange feeling while standing outside of it. I felt like something about the place wasn't right. Now, keep in mind though, I was high out of my mind. Audio bitrate. I'm in a fist fight, you audio bitrate. Oh my gosh. I might have to like just stop this one and then go figure out what the hell is wrong. No, I was high out of my mind and paranoia isn't exactly a foreign. When you're a little too out of it, especially in public. I shoved that feeling down and went inside. Shoved that feeling down and I went inside. Ambiguous super center. Hell yeah. Went inside. It was the middle of the night, nearly 3 in the morning, so not seeing anybody there wasn't exactly a surprise. When there wasn't exactly a surprise or even unexpected. To any degree. I should have maybe noticed that I didn't see any no, we see some associates. A few associates, but the ones that I did see were never weren't didn't seem to ones I did see didn't seem to stay in one place for all that long. Spotted one. Made my way over. They seem to disappear. They seem to disappear around a corner in the midst of this, in the midst of a blink. I tried to look around. They were gone. Around, they were gone. Gone from sight. Now it was the middle of the night. Again, it was the middle of the night, and I was sure skeleton crew night shift was just trying to get their work done in a timely manner. Not really manner. Not really. Hmm. I didn't pay that any mind. I didn't pay that any mind either. Why would I? Why would I? But maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. But the allure of cookies. The allure of cookies was just too great. My stomach was grumbling. That was the only thing that could satisfy the grumblies. Could satisfy the grumblies. I grabbed my sugary snack and made my way to self-checkout, ready for the walk home in the crisp summer air. Crisp. Self-checkout. I scanned it. There, popped up. Popped up. System is busy. It read. I tried another one of the devices and I got the same error. That guy. Whoa. Are we just gonna? Is this whole thing goofing on me? I swear my retail stream is cursed. Excellent connection, it says. My goodness. Got the same error. Got it again. I went to another. And then another. And then another. And I'm pretty sure I found myself stuck in a loop reusing the same self-checkout devices. I can't remember how many times I went around that circle. Around that circle. Doop doop doo. Doop doop doo. Eventually, suggestion. Goodness. I don't know why this is being so goofy with me right now. Technical difficulties. I demand that you stop doing whatever it is you're doing. Just stop. Just work. Please. And thank you. Eventually, I got one of them to scan my cookies. Let me make my purchase. I was thrilled. I put in my $2. I put in my $3 and waited for change. Waited for my change and for my receipt. The money didn't even spit back out. Only an error popped up on the screen. Error popped up. Tender denied. Weren't any options, no way to leave the screen. Leave the screen or retry or do anything at all, really. I sat there, so I stood there. I just stared at the screen. At some point, I'm pretty sure I started eating those tasty little bastards anyway. Anyway, wasn't stealing. I was going to pay for it. Hell, I was standing there in line. Hell, I was standing there in line, ready to pay someone to come help with the machine. I don't know how long I stood. Brr! This is what I'm gonna have to cut this short. I really am. Which sucks because I literally only got to do the introduction of this story. But this stupid thing keeps giving me like 50 million errors and I don't know why. I am live and it is buttoning and okay, well, whatever. Whatever. I'll figure it out. I don't know how long I stood there. I stood there in terms of minutes or hours. I do know I stood there long enough for me to at a measly slow pace. Or at least it felt slow. Felt slow, semicolon. I was nibbling on them, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. No one, nobody ever came over. Nobody ever came over. All of the, all of the other, all of the other machines had the same error. Except for one. No. At that point, I was ready to take my empty package, my now empty package of Oreos. This isn't sponsored by Oreos, by the way. I just want to make that clear. I have a craving for them right now, and I decided that was going to be the snack of choice for this story. Empty pack. At this point, I was ready to find an associate somewhere. The lights were on. It was functional. So I knew the building was open. I've been able to get in if it were closed. Well, that's after all. Okay. I'm gonna continue this one at a later date. I don't know when. Um, but I mean at this point, it's being kind of like buggy. Like I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know why it's doing this. Like it keeps going, "Oh, you gotta fix your audio bitrate," and then I check and the audio bitrate's right, and then occasionally the thing is being fudgy, the studio. So I really don't know what's wrong. I'm gonna have to call this one early and then go, I don't know, snooping around on the internet and figure out what's wrong. Um, but I do want to continue this story, and I will, because I really like the idea of being trapped in, or I don't like the idea, it's horrible, but I think the idea of being trapped inside of an infinite super center to be quite terrifying. So anyway, sorry about whatever the hell is wrong with my that whatever's wrong with my crap, whatever is wrong with any of my nonsense. But thank you for sticking around. Those who did, and I hope you at least enjoyed the short, I don't know, 800 word introduction. And hopefully by Monday, I'm gonna do another writing stream on Monday to make up for whatever the hell this is. Anyway, um, so I hope I can get this working by then. If not, I'll have an update of some kind on my Twitter. Anyway, thank you for coming, and I hope that you all have a good day and that you don't get stuck in the infinitely looping grocery store. Thank you.